As somebody who has built multiple e-commerce brands over the past few years, one of the biggest questions that I get asked by beginners is which platform should I use to build my e-commerce store? Two of the biggest names out there are Shopify and Wix. And although I have tested out both of these platforms, there is only one that I use day to day. That is exactly what I will be explaining in this video, as choosing the wrong platform can lead to a lot of headache and stress later down the road, especially when you start scaling and making a lot of money. The first thing that I want to touch on is both of these platforms were built for very different things. Wix is a website builder that also allows you to use it for e-commerce, whereas Shopify was literally built for e-commerce and it just does e-commerce. This difference is especially noticeable on the app stores on both of these platforms. And if you don't already know, the app store is where you go if you need a feature or something else that you can't get with the platform by default. For example, with Shopify, straight out of the box, you can't just go in and start adding product reviews to your products. However, if you go to the App Store, there are many different apps that allow you to scrape reviews of your product from websites like Amazon and AliExpress, and then go ahead and add them to your product. Now that you understand how the app stores on these platforms work, a huge reason that I always build my stores on Shopify is because of how many apps and integrations Shopify actually has. With Shopify, there are something like 8,500 apps, which is absolutely crazy. And although you will only use a few, it's fantastic to have all of this different customizability and different things that you can do with your store. Wix, on the other hand, only has around 300 apps and integrations on the App Store. So from here, you can already see there is a massive difference in the customizability and what you can do with each of these platforms. With Shopify, you can add a lot more features to your store and collect more data from your customers in order to actually help you scale and make more money. On top of this, because Shopify is specifically designed for e-commerce, all of the apps that you will come across on the App Store are built for e-commerce. Wix, on the other hand, being more of like a jack of all trades website builder, many of these apps are going to be for different types of web development, and even the 300 that you have, not all of these are going to be relevant to your e-commerce store. Now, this is just the app section, so don't let that completely scare you off from going to Wix. As next, we will be taking a look at the ease of use and how both of these platforms feel when building out your store. In terms of the actual website building, with both of these platforms, it very much comes down to personal preference and what you are looking for. Wix is definitely a lot more customizable, and in my opinion, it really feels like a more modern and sleek website builder. As you can see, we can drag and drop elements from the control panel at the side and drag them into absolutely anywhere on the website. We can grab text and resize it. We can add images into different areas. We can add elements into different areas. And you definitely have a lot more creative freedom for what you want your website to look like when using Wix. If you already know exactly what you want your website to look like, or if you have some previous design skills in building websites, then there is genuinely no better website builder than Wix. You can do absolutely everything here. Shopify, on the other hand, is very different in the way it looks, the way it feels, and overall the way it operates when building your website. Firstly, you have a fairly limited customization when compared to Wix. This doesn't mean that the customizability on Shopify is necessarily bad. However, when compared to Wix, the customizability is fairly limited. Shopify doesn't really allow you to just drag and drop your elements anywhere. It's a lot more regimented, and they have these set sections that you can drag about, and you need to specifically customize each section rather than the web page as a whole. You absolutely can still customize with Shopify, and they do have a lot of different options for what you want each section to be and what you want each section to look like and contain. However, once again, you just don't have the same level of customizability that you do with Wix. So keep in mind that this can be both a pro and a con. It really just depends what you are looking for. If you are a beginner and you are looking to build your first second, or maybe even third store, I would definitely go with Shopify, as it's just a lot easier to use and you can still create a beautiful website that gets a lot of sales. However, if you are experienced with website creation, with web design, and you already have an exact idea of what you want your website to look like, then Wix might be the better option. Now, keeping this on a similar track, in this third section, we will be taking a look at the different design templates that you can get on both Shopify and Wix. Templates are super important as they give you almost like a foundation to build your store on, rather than having to build the entire thing from scratch. Once again, in terms of templates, Wix comes in with a big win here, as they have over 500 free template designs that you can use. Once again, I will mention that not all of these, of course, are going to be designed for e-commerce. So when looking at specifically e-commerce templates, that number is going to be a little bit smaller. However, it does definitely still beat the 9 free templates that you can get with Shopify. You can choose from more themes on Shopify, like they have a huge library, but most of these are pretty expensive and are definitely not worth paying for if you are a beginner. These are more targeted towards big brands that are already making money and just want to take their Shopify experience to that next level. However, there is one big point that I need to make here, and this may be a game changer for you. And that is, with all of Shopify's themes, including the free ones, they are all automatically set up and designed to be optimized for mobile and tablet view. Wix, on the other hand, is really not. So with Shopify, you can build your entire website on desktop and it will automatically optimize for both mobile and tablet. Whereas on Wix, this is not really the case. You can build your website on desktop, but then as soon as you move over to the mobile view, everything is going to change. It's all going to be jumbled around, and you need to go in here and make manual changes. One downside to this that I have definitely found when testing and trying Wix out is sometimes you will make changes on the mobile view and then you go back to the desktop view and everything has changed, and you really need to balance this and find the perfect middle ground. Another reason that it is super important to have everything optimized for mobile view is these days, pretty much everybody is shopping or browsing online on either a phone or a tablet. So most of your traffic, I'd say 70 to 80%, is going to be coming from either a mobile or tablet device. Next, we are going to be looking at the pricing, and this is something else that is super important, especially when you are starting out. Wix has 4 different options, but realistically only 3 of these are relevant, as the Lite plan doesn't allow access to the e-commerce features. The core plan comes in at $34 per month, the business is $38, and then the business elite is $172 per month. The main difference between these is the amount of collaborators or team members / employees that you can have on each account, the amount of storage space that you have for images, videos, and anything else you would like to upload to your site. You also get a free domain for the first year with Wix, which is something that you don't get with Shopify. But the most important thing is going to be this e-commerce section. We can see this is made up of basic, standard, and advanced. And the difference between these is shown right here. With all of these plans, you can add up to 50,000 products. We have abandoned cart recovery, discounts, pre-orders, manual orders. However, the big difference comes here at the advanced shipping. The advanced shipping allows you to print shipping labels, manage end-to-end order fulfillment, and connect advanced shipping apps. And with the core plan, you simply don't get access to this, whereas you do with the other 2. You also cannot add product reviews to Wix with the core plan. However, you can with the other 2 plans. Finally, and arguably the most important part of this, is the fact that you can't add multiple currencies with the core plan of Wix, and you do need to go for one of the more expensive 2 plans in order to show multiple currencies on your store. Now, this is definitely not the worst thing in the world, as all you need to do is set your main currency to US dollars, Pretty much everybody understands that currency. However, what I have noticed is it can sometimes lead to a drop in people who actually buy from your store. Now, what Wix failed to mention on this page is actually the card processing fees every time you make a sale. They can be seen on screen right now, so every time you make a credit or debit card sale, Wix are going to take 2.9% of the transaction amount plus 30 cents. With Apple and Google Pay, this is the exact same transaction amount, and there are a few more shown right there. However, those three are the main ones. Now, let's move on to Shopify pricing. The first thing that you will notice is right at the top here, Shopify have an awesome deal on right now, which allows you to start for free and then get your first month for only $1. You can claim that special bonus by using the first link down in the description. Now, onto the rest of the Shopify pricing. We have 3 plans here. The first being the basic for $29 per month. We then have the Shopify plan for $79 per month and the advanced for $299. The basic and Shopify plans are actually pretty similar, and the only real difference in the features is with the Shopify plan, you can add an additional 5 staff accounts. So you may be wondering, why would anybody upgrade from the basic plan to the Shopify plan? The reason that people would actually upgrade is because unlike Wix, no matter what plan you are on with Wix, your processing fees are going to stay the same. However, with Shopify, as we can see right here, first of all, they are a lot more transparent about it, but we can also see that the card fees are going to drop with each plan as we go up. So upgrading from the basic to Shopify plan is going to save you 0.2% on each of the online transactions. Now, that doesn't really sound like a lot, but especially when you are processing thousands and thousands of orders, this can definitely add up and snowball into a sizable number. And then once again, upgrading from the Shopify plan to the advanced plan is once again going to drop these card rates. So although at first glance, it definitely looks like, especially with the more premium tiers, Wix is the best value for money. However, when you factor in that you can actually save money on your Shopify fees when you upgrade to one of these higher plans, although the upfront cost is more, you can save a lot of money by saving on these transaction fees. Now, the final thing that we are going to be talking about in this comparison is the differences in shipping between Shopify and Wix. You may have noticed that on this pricing chart, I missed out this little detail right here, which gives us a shipping discount depending on which plan we go for. With the basic, this is up to 77%, Shopify is 88%, and then advanced stays the same at an 88% discount. So what this actually means is that Shopify specifically have deals with different carriers and postal delivery services that make your shipping a lot cheaper when you are shipping out different products. Wix do not have any of these deals or partnerships, so when you ship on Wix and you need to ship something out, you are going to be paying the standard shipping rate. However, because of these deals on Shopify, you can save up to 77% on just the basic plan on all of the shipping that you need to do for your products. So once again, although the pricing on the higher tiers of Wix can look especially appetizing and looks a lot better, when you take a deeper dive and look at the individual details, Shopify is a lot better value for money. So now onto my final thoughts. Personally, I have built every single one of my e-commerce brands using Shopify, and I have zero plans to change anytime soon. A combination of the fact that Shopify is specifically built for e-commerce, it has much cheaper shipping because of partnerships. You also get the transaction discounts when you upgrade to higher plans. It's easier to use for beginners, and it has a lot more apps and customizability on the back end. This is why I choose Shopify every single time. You've also probably noticed that anybody in the online space who is doing well with dropshipping is always using Shopify, and the reason is everything I have outlined in this video. Now, if you want to try out either Wix or Shopify, I will leave the best discounts and deals in the description. As I said, Shopify definitely has the better deal on right now with that extended trial, and you can access that using the first link in the description. Wix doesn't really have any deals on right now. However, if it does, I will update the description and leave that in there as well. So that is my comparison between Shopify and Wix. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.